Hey everyone, it's Clockwork Chaos with AKK Media. Please be sure to like, subscribe, slap the bell for notifications, and visit on Twitch because how could you possibly live without being notified about all of my beautiful and sexy YouTube and Twitch content? Today we'll be looking at the Razorback Armada event and how to complete it. The first thing to know about is when the event is coming. The Razorback meter will fill as the corpus gains wins on invasions. Once this threshold reaches 100%, Digital Extremes usually launches the Razorback. However, in recent times, these invasions have been delayed at points, so this may not always be perfectly accurate as far as a barometer goes for when the Razorback, or the Fomorian for that matter, will arrive. At this rate, you can expect the Razorback Armada to appear in-game for approximately 4 days, about once every 4 to 6 weeks, depending upon how fast the community completes those invasions. Once the Razorback does arrive, you'll receive a note in your inbox with the Razorback Cipher blueprint, as well as a special alert icon in your mission HUD, and you'll have a limited time to complete the mission as noted by the timer and potency meter. If either runs out, you will no longer be able to access the Razorback until it appears again. The mission rewards a fully built Oracle Catalyst and some credits, I think about 200,000, if you complete it 3 times. You can run it as many times as you want for a greater chance to drop all of the parts for the Gorgon Wraith or some rarer mods. I believe the mods in particular are the Puncture set and the Dual Status Toxic mods, which also drop from the mission. I would consider the Gorgon Wraith myself to be mastery fodder and not a massive priority for early players in the game, but additional full sets that you get can be sold as of the time of this recording for about 20 to 30 plat on Warframe Market, making it a very inefficient platform, but a platform nonetheless. In order to fight the Razorback, you will need to build its special Razorback ciphers, which require 3 gallium, 1500 polymer bundle, and 4 cryptographic ALUs, which you must then equip to your loadout. Cryptographic ALUs are a special resource that only drop during the event. However, you can hoard a bunch in your inventory. To get them, simply run Archwing missions on Jupiter and Neptune. To increase the number you get, make sure that you run with a drop chance or double pickup booster, or both, as you would with most other resource farms. Once you have 12 of these, you will then have enough to complete the event, because they require 4 each, and you'll need to run it 3 times. You may wish to stock up on more if you want to fight the boss more for additional Gorgon Wraith parts, as mentioned before, or just to have some more for the next time he comes. To get the ALUs, you can run with your Archwing of choice. I'd recommend Silesia on Neptune as the mission. The Odonata Prime variant is chosen mostly because you have nothing else. Odonata is not really a great choice. The Elytron is alright if you blast its 4 off a bunch of times, because that nuke has a large radius. The Amatia is good for pressing 1 to be invincible and pressing 2 to defend your objective. And the Itzel is also, I would say, probably generally the preferred one for most people, because the suction allows you to pull the ALUs and the enemies to you. If you're running in a group, it's generally more efficient to spam your melee in an Amatia if you're not running the Itzel, because these items are not shared drops, and you will not you'll need to compete with them with the other players, and if they're running an Itzel, they're of course going to suck the enemies and the ALUs towards them. Being in melee means you'll be closer to the enemy when it dies, and that'll increase your chances of receiving the ALU drop. Once you've farmed your ALUs, head to your orbiter, craft your ciphers 1 minute at a time, and now it's time to head to the boss fight. If you're running solo and you don't have an invincibility OP setup, consider using a stealth frame like Avara or Loki to make this mission very easy. Stack on duration and efficiency mods, bring some energy pads, and an arcane energize if you have it. If you do have other OP setups, or you just prefer smashing stuff with your tank, just grab any frame you like, because this mission is pretty dated, and as long as you have decent mid-game setups, the fight should be relatively easy in any pub composition. Once all players are in the room and on the floor, you can't be on the platform to start the fight. Once they're on the floor, the boss fight will trigger. 2 players then go up and hack the consoles on either side to release bursts, while the other 2 players ignore the boss and then go after the bursts once they come down. Take them down, hack them, and reprogram their target lists, and then let them remove the boss's invulnerability, triggering a vulnerability stage, at which point everyone hammers the boss for a few seconds until he gets back up. Rinse and repeat until the Razorback stops getting back up. If you're running solo stealth, then use the same process, but while in stealth. It's worth it to mention having extra ciphers for bursts may be handy, especially since you can hotkey their use to limit how long you're going to be getting stepped on and shot while hacking. However, the consoles above are simply a waste of a cipher because they're really easy to hack. Like, there's literally 2 or 3 components to line up. You can use a cipher on it to save some time, but you're talking about saving about 1 second for a cipher, so it's not really worth it. Once the boss stops getting up, make your way to extraction and reap your rewards. Do this 3 times in total to receive the catalyst and credit reward, and run additional times to decrease the boss's potency level and to farm for items that you may want from the event. Please be sure to like and subscribe and share this video if you found it useful. And be sure to visit us on Twitch for live streaming. Take care.